What's up, world? You're tuned into 423 FM. You already know we've got you covered with your daily dose of celebrity drama. Now let's get into it. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the 423. I'm sure by now you've heard about all the drama going on between Megan Thee Stallion and her record label 1501 Certified Entertainment. I was going to make a video on this a few days back when everything started, but it just seemed like more and more conflicting information kept coming out at every single turn, so now I want to compile everything and explain what's going on here between the rapper and her label. This all started on March 1st when Megan Thee Stallion got on Instagram Live to inform fans of an ongoing issue between her and her record label. In the video, she told her followers that because she signed her deal when she was so young, 23, she didn't fully understand what she was agreeing to. More recently, she signed a management deal with Roc Nation, so Meg explains that her new management team pointed out some problematic terms in her initial contract that she wasn't aware of before. The rapper claims her and the people over at 1501 were a family, so she expected things to be all fine and dandy when she asked to renegotiate her contract. But instead, things went all the way left and resulted in them telling her that she can't release any music.
When I signed, I didn't really know what was in my contract. I was young, I think I was like 20. And I didn't know everything that was in that contract. So when I got with Roc Nation, I got management, real management. I got real lawyers. And they was like, do you know that this is in your contract? And I was like, oh damn, that's crazy. No, I didn't know. So I'm not mad at 1501. I wasn't upset because I'm thinking in my head, oh well, everybody cool, we all family, it's cool, it's nice. Let me just ask some niggas to renegotiate my contract. Soon as I said I want to renegotiate my contract, everything went left. Like, it just all went bad. It all went left. So now they're telling the bitch that she can't drop no music. It's really just like a greedy game. Like, it's really just real greedy. Wasn't trying to lead a label. Wasn't trying to not give nobody money that they feel like they entitled to. I just want to renegotiate some shit. I'm not a greedy person. I'm not a person that like confrontation. I'm not a person that's a bitch. Like, I work with everybody, and I'm nice, and I'm real family oriented. But niggas gonna be niggas, and they gonna be greedy, and they gonna be shady. And I see the shit that people that can't be saying about me, and I'll be like, damn, well, since you got so much to say, why you just won't tell them? Why you mad? You mad because I don't want to roll over and bow down like a little bitch, and you don't want to renegotiate my contract. Niggas be like, oh, yeah, they made Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion was Megan Thee Stallion before I even got over there. I've been rapping, been freestyling. Been doing me. Been Meg.
She started the hashtags Free Meg and Free the Stallion, which ended up trending on Twitter, with fans upset at the idea that she could be stopped from releasing music in what is almost certainly her prime. To clarify, as some were criticizing Meg for getting herself into this by not reading a contract, she explained, "It's not that I literally didn't read it, it's that I didn't understand some of the verbiage at the time, and now that I do, I just want it corrected." The very next day, Megan ended up filing a lawsuit against 1501 and its CEO, Crawford. She took to Twitter to excitedly announce new music will be dropping, as information about the suit became public, revealing that she was granted a temporary restraining order, which means her label can't block the music she planned to put out that Friday. They also scheduled a hearing for March 13th to decide whether to end or extend the restraining order. Beside preventing the label from blocking Meg's music, the restraining order was also put in place in hopes of preventing the label from attacking her on social media. In the lawsuit, the rapper claims Crawford has utilized his relationship with Jay Prince in an effort to intimidate those within the industry. One specific claim says that Crawford pressured a producer to give him beats because Prince would be upset if he didn't. On top of that, Megan also believes that Prince has played a role in an online smear campaign against her, including things like the recent resurfacing of a 5-year-old arrest. This lawsuit also gave more insight into Megan's contract and why she wants out of it so badly. Among other things, she says that she only got a $10,000 advance when she signed. Plus, the label gets a whopping 60% of her recording income, and with the 40% she gets, the rapper is still responsible for paying engineers, mixers, and other artists featured on her songs. As for live shows and merchandising, the lawsuit claims that 1501 takes a 30% cut from each. Diving deeper into her gripe with live shows, Meg says in her suit that money from touring and performances goes directly to her label. Then they're supposed to give her a statement for what she's owed, but their accounting has supposedly been purposefully and deceptively vague when it comes down to it, which implies that 1501 is taking a lot more than their supposed 30% cut. Later on in the suit, Megan says that she has over 1 billion streams and 300,000 individual track downloads, which translates to around $7 million. But according to Billboard, the label has only paid her $15,000. So another day goes by, and on March 4th, Carl Crawford finally replied to the accusations against him and 1501, basically claiming that everything Meg has said thus far is a complete lie. In an interview with Billboard, Carl denies any claims that his label is trying to prevent Megan from putting out music. It's a whole lie, nothing is true that she said. Me being greedy and taking money from her, that's crazy. I never tried to take nothing from her. The only thing we ever did was give. According to Crawford, after the Stallion signed to Roc Nation back in September, she went radio silent and decided not to pay him or 1501 any of the money she owed, which he now says is up to $2 million. He believes the rapper was trying to avoid paying him for the merchandise and live touring proceeds owed to him through the terms of their deal, so that he would hopefully renegotiate her 4-album deal that she signed initially. Let's talk about your contract. It's a great contract for a first-timer, he explained to Billboard. What contract gives parts of their masters and 40% royalties and all that kind of stuff? Ask Jay-Z to pull one of his artists' first contracts, and let's compare it to what Megan got. I guarantee they won't ever show you that. Carl also ends up attributing the untimely death of Megan's mother last year for other influences being able to make their way into the rapper's head. He then blames the whole thing on T. Ferris, who he admits to letting run his whole business because he knew nothing about it. Unfortunately, when her mother died, the snake was able to come in and crawl in position to influence her head and tell her stuff, he said of Ferris. If her mother would have been here, we wouldn't even be going through none of this stuff. Once her mother died, things changed a little bit. Everybody that wanted in, all the bloodsuckers were able to jump in. That's what happened. Carl also disputes the claims that Megan has only been paid $15,000, saying he has proof of a $50,000 check he wrote her when they signed a deal with $300,000, which is money he could have kept for himself, though he does agree with the fact that he gave her a $10,000 advance when she signed. According to documents obtained by Complex, the label had been trying to block this release planned for March 6 since late January, when they sent a letter to Megan's distributor, 300 Entertainment, saying that the making of the album was in direct contravention of 1501's contractual rights. Bear with me here because you're almost caught up, which brings us to March 5th as J. Prince enters the conversation, responding to Megan's claims that he was threatening her by threatening her. In an Instagram post, he criticized Megan and a Roc Nation employee for naming him in the lawsuit. He claims that him and 1501 have no problem negotiating with Megan, but they do have a problem with quote-unquote dictators like Roc Nation trying to take down independent labels like 1501. He goes on to call everything Meg has said about the label to be slanderous lies and claims that Carl invested a bunch of money into Megan's career, only for her to stop paying him once she got big. He also claims there's no way Jay-Z could know about all this because they've done a lot of good business with each other in the past, and implies that he's going to contact him. Following this, a judge ended up siding with Megan to uphold her temporary restraining order after Carl tried to get it thrown out. It seems like the judge must have gotten the message about the social media intimidation, since her restraining order specifically states that neither side can harass or threaten one another online. Megan did end up responding to Jay Prince's Instagram post, along with all the claims from Carl's Billboard interview. She released a statement saying the following: "I'm extremely pleased that 1501 and Carl Crawford were denied the request to dissolve the court order and try to stop my music from being released. I will proceed with the release of SUGA on Friday, March 6th. To be clear, I will stand up for myself and won't allow two men to bully me. This has nothing to do with anyone else, including Jay-Z. Stop deflecting and trying to make this a publicity stunt. I want my rights. The facts are, number 1, 1501 doesn't want to approve my budget to put out an album that the court is allowing to be released. 2, 1501 tried to stop my release. I prevailed in court. 3, 1501 tried to fight the decision today. The court denied 1501's request. 4, I don't own my masters. 5, 1501 owns 50% of my copyright and 100% of the admin rights. Number 6, right now, 60-40, but I'm responsible for the expenses associated to the recording. 7, I can be fined if I'm late to the studio by 1501. 8, 1501 gets 30% of my tour, merch, and any activity, including books, film, and more. I have to cover all expenses, and 1501 doesn't provide any services, nor does it have the obligation. Number 9, Ferris is grinding with me. Carl has never spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, but all will be sorted in court. Lastly, respect my deceased mother. She's not here. You don't know her. You weren't involved. Carl should speak for himself. All facts are public record, available at the courthouse in Houston. And today, March 6th, Megan did end up releasing her project, SUGA. But while this battle is over and has been won by the Stallion, there's still definitely a lot of conflict down the road regarding the future of Meg's career. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you think this falls on Megan for signing a bad contract in the first place, or should she be able to renegotiate? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments, subscribe to the 420 for more videos, and if you like this one, just give it a quick thumbs up. That is it for today. I will see you guys next time. Bye.